Welcome back, folks, to the last episode of the Streets of Rage on the HeavyBits channel. We're moving on to the lift. We're literally up. This is the tower portion. In other words, this is a gauntlet level. So basically, you may want to get used to the fact that. Also, a little bit of a warning. This is the last level you'll be getting the special support because, in theoretical terms, it is literally going to be impossible for you to get support from the actual special police car, which kind of sucks, really. But if you get the big you could use this apparently on the outside. It's that the last level goes inside the actual Mr. X's tower. So a good idea here, just to make sure you want to have a lesser amount of time, is to start throwing bodies off the lift. They will automatically die. Just pointing it out right here. If you could use the shoulder toss, you can take them out. So this is exactly where the police car is, right at the very bottom of the lift, and you can even tell what the level is. And there goes the bad guy. It's just to make sure this gets easier, and there's quite a few things. So I kind of glitched that bit there, but you can't want to keep this resistance out of the way. Just keep beating up enemies if you can. If you're gonna get to the point where you're literally surrounded by enemies, you're gonna have to start chucking. The strategy is start chucking people off the side. Believe me, it works fantastically. It may be a scrublords tactic, but you don't want to get surrounded by scrublords. You really don't want to get surrounded by scrublords, even when you can force to stab people. Especially when you got those different codes. So once you beat up the enemies in specific paths, you go up and you start going higher at this point. And I'm pretty sure at this point the Mr. X's building is on alert, right? You get these guys. And that's a life loss, but since we have the gain for the life there, I think we're just gonna keep that for now. After all, it's just cover, so you may want to do that. If you're gonna toss people off buildings, the one thing you should do is that it is a viable strategy in the higher difficulties. Because the enemy, you're gonna get surrounded really quickly, and when you do, you're not gonna have much maneuverability. So you may want to start moving now. Okay, moving straight up. Let's go with this one. Next floor. Since the building is technically on alert, the knee kick, the knee attack, the jumping knee is actually very useful as a crowd control. You might want to do that. And I knocked him off. And of course, baseball bats to the face. I'm surprised I was actually going for a response. I could do what I want. If I wanted to bash, if I wanted to actually hit women in violence, I don't want to go to jail. That's the real truth of this. And I believe we're just about not that far off from the end of the level here. I could definitely see it in my timeline here, so it works out fine. It works the better. Technically, it's only about 4 minutes, right? This is the most difficult one. You will need a weapon, and unfortunately I've just lost that one. And let's just start hitting them. And more surprising, the sequel introduces better concept, in my opinion. The sequel introduces a lot of things that are like, not Final Fight. Some say if you're not a fan of Final Fight, you're not a fan of Streets. If you're a fan of Final Fight, you're not a fan of Streets of Rage. So why the fuck would you not be a fan of Streets of Rage? Because of the awesome music it has. But Sega people prefer this game because it actually has it evolved beyond the Streets of Rage 3 evolved beyond what it was, and it is one of the standout games of all time in the genre. So yeah, level 7 complete. Moving on to the final level, Mr. X's floor. The very top of his build, the penthouse suite, aka Mr. X's domain. Round 8. This, in my eye as well, this is gonna be a long level. So you're under attack from everything in this bit. The kitchen sink as well. And you're only going in one direction, left. And that's really about it. Oh, and if you want to make this worse, all the bosses fucking come back as well in a fucking boss gauntlet. which includes the fucking Bella twins. Thanks to Legato for that one. Actually, yeah, those twins are the effective Bella twins. Those two are the effective Bella twins, because the real Bella twins are shit. And now you got freaking glass bottles. Ooh, steel pipe. I'm definitely gonna need that. I'll take that, and I will enjoy that. Because it makes it heck of a lot easier. Way easier than I was expecting. With the steel pipe, you can start doing crowd control very much. And then you got apples, and then you got freaking enemy, then you got hell vibes. Right. Not yet, but you can definitely see the different mob mentalities here. All the mobs that you encounter in the game will be here and want to, block you off. So just pull this off, and I believe you'll have some fantastic luck. Absolute brilliant luck. Right. I think we're gonna face off first. Yes, we do. It's our first boss of the game. It's the ineffective Captain Boomerang here. He is literally the easiest gauntlet rush yet. I have a feeling we haven't met him yet. I think we may not have met him. Or we did, I just can't remember. I think he was the level 2 boss. No, the level 2 boss was that. No, I remember. The level 2 boss was the I remember now. The level 2 boss was the freaking was the ineffective Freddy Krueger's. So this was the ineffective Captain Boomerang. Oh look, and it's Chuckles! It's Chuckles, and he's not chuckling! What is he doing? Oh no, it's not Chuckles. No, it's Pierre, the French juggler. It's not Chuckles. Chuckles is still special to me, damn it. The sad thing is you don't see Chuckles again in the future Streets of Rage titles. We're literally gonna get mobbed on, and unfortunately, I think there was a turkey there, which is why I regained my health so quickly. Anyone else out there want to give a problem? I just want to keep. But every time you see a freaking dining car run towards you, jump in like that. It's a good way of doing it. Also, mentioned before, this place, you cannot get any specials. You can see the special count is permanently 0, even though we technically did use it. We can't use it. I've checked it. You cannot use it. It is just a pure freaking. It's just a pure attack crawl here. Very ineffective. Anyway, let's get this one out of the way. Kill another of these enemies. Moving on. We're hopefully moving on to boss 2. Here we go. Ineffective Freddy Krueger is our next enemy. And if he does, well, it's gonna be a problem because, well, put it this way: if we can beat this thing's range, it works out. If we do, it helps. Believe me, well, it freaking helps. I'm just saying. It's just Axel. The reason I'm putting for Axel on this one is because he's actually coming back in Project Cross Zone 2, which is why I had a big huge grin the other day, because Axel's stone is very special. He's effectively a better coding. He's effectively a way better coding. Max is a slightly better Hagar, and Blaze freaking Skate is a better freaking guy. I mean, yeah, I could be a Final Fight guy if I wanted to, but you know the whole basis of that one. I would have to be attached to Final Fight. Fortunately, I played this first, granted the fact that I have not played the original Streets of Rage in a very long time. Which is kind of a reason why maybe familiarizing yourself here. And look, it's the ineffective Ultimate Warrior. God rest his soul. Yeah, and it's a shame I have to kick his ass again, because he's like the ineffective one. Yeah, I'm just pointing this out. Ineffective Ultimate Warrior. We took out the ineffective Captain Boomerang, and we've just killed the ineffective Captain Boomerang. We killed the ineffective oh, what was it? Shit, what was that one we killed? The ineffective that one. Ineffective. Oh, now we gotta check on the fucking Shivas. Oh, these fuckers are the worst. Focus on one, and if necessary, start throwing people. Throwing is a great strategy. Also, I can't tell if the sun's coming up, which I think it is. That means we must have spent the entire night. Yeah, we must have spent the entirety of the night fighting Mr. X's goons in Streets of Rage. That is technically what it does, Jimmy. Technically, that would mean that the entire game takes place in 1 hour segments or 2 hour segments. I mean, it starts with the sun set and it becomes sun. It becomes from evening to freaking morning. If you look at the background there, you can definitely see the symbolism some of this game actually has. Oh god, oh great, here it comes, the ineffective Teletubby. You can't, there's one problem with that. You cannot use the back body press. But what you can do is time your moves. Because if you can strike him you can take advantage of a few frames, smack him up like a bitch. Like so. I think it's like he's technically a fireman at this point, but he's breathing fire, so he's just completely... I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Is he ineffective fireman Sam? Oh no, fireman Sam had hair. All this... we killed him off. Now you're gonna take on the new kind of dominatrix, which is the silver one. These things take a lot of hits. And you would imagine some of the women that can take a lot of hits could actually evolve at this point, but they would have been made of sterner stuff. Also, they could be compromising with the... And there's our Chuckles! There's Chuckles. He's in a different color, but Chuckles is heading up in the world. He's got a stable, effective use, son of a bitch. I was gonna say he had a very effective, stable job. He has surrounded himself with good company. I need him in the fucking face. Motherfucker hit me again. Aha! I got you now, Chuckles. You may have an effective job, but unfortunately I think I've just reached the end of your line. So, keep going, and that's about it for Chuckles. And more Shivas, but yeah. We've pretty much killed all the bosses so far, about 5 of them. And even then, all the bosses in the game have all their own themes, because technically, stage 6 we took on 2 ineffective Freddy Kruegers at the same time, so that technically does not count. However, we did get to take on the 5th level boss again. The effective Bella Twins, because the real ones are shit. Just saying. Anyway, moving on. This is it. The effective Bella Twins. If you don't know how to do this, they are literally the hardest fucking battle in the game. You have no, and I mean no, special items here. You have to take advantage of 1 or 2 frames. Because if they strike, they will hurt you, and when they do, it is going to be annoying. And also, time limit as well. You know, I never wonder what actually happens if you run out of time. Maybe we'll find out. It's been years since I last played it, and I think 2 players is often the best strategy for this one, because this game is two player designed. It just takes a bloody long time to sort that out. So yeah. If you're lucky, you can actually hit them very hard. Also, it's the worst boss battle, because literally you're gonna have nothing to work with. Okay. I'm getting worried. I might actually not be able to get this in time. If I do, I'm gonna have to face a timeout. I have never seen what timeouts do in this game. So we're heading towards the 7. It takes a sweet ass time, does it not? 6. And we killed one of the Bella Twins. Oh well, I think we got rid of that. What was it? Nikki or Bree? I don't know. Who cares about the Bella Twins? I'm about to run out of time. Oh crap! What happens? What? You bastard! Fucking game! You didn't tell me I would lose a fucking life. You mean I was on a time trial for all that? Fuck! I didn't even. I thought she killed herself by glitch. No, apparently not. Yeah, this is a bit tricky bit because, well, just need to take advantage of those 3 frames. If you do, good. If you don't, well, you know, do that. It's just that you just gotta time yourself. Yeah, that's it. We got them. Now it's time to take on Mr. X. Now, This is the only time in the history of the Streets of Rage series Mr. X will offer you to become his right-hand man. You can choose yes or no. If you choose no, you'll have to fight Mr. X. If you choose yes, you get the bad ending. But if one of your characters says yes and the other says no, you have to fight each other to the death, and then that winner basically becomes, Mr. X. Mr. X's new right-handed man. Or basically, you just basically get some very hard mobs. These are the toughest ones you can get your hands on. And even then, it's really difficult. So, you want to pick up the fight for this one because Mr. X is a bastard. Right, here we go. This is how it works. Mr. X is the only one in the game that actually has a gun. You want to hit him. You want to make sure he does not connect. He will rush at you hard and it will hurt. If you can strike him, whilst effectively take advantage of his speed, take advantage of where he's going, you can literally just basically randomize all he does, and his health will then decline. Bad news is, that happens, and it's just about to go down. The worst thing is, he can basically rush at you, attack you with his, I'm guessing, a rifle. I'm pretty sure that's an assault gun, and he basically can hit you with that one. Yep, he can definitely smack you, and then being butted with an assault rifle. Take a look at that health. Take a look at that fucking health. It is down again. Right, this should work now, hopefully, and there! Motherfucker is dead! And that's the end of Mr. X. You have freed the Streets of Rage from the clutches of the criminal syndicate. And we've freed the city. Alright, where our job is done. And also, for players left bonus, you get 2,000 for every. You get 2,000 points for every life you have, and that effectively really is about it. Also, in traditional fashion, you could just put, I don't know. You can just put that one in there. It's just constant name. So yeah, we get the credit sequence. Well, I gotta tell you something about this game. That's the one thing. The one thing I actually did was that about this one. This is like 1/3 of it, since basically we're seeing what happens in the credit sequences after Mr. X was defeated. He promptly got arrested and then pretty much sent to jail. There is no basically, it's a good thing. If you don't like the way the streets are being run, then basically if you don't like the way your corporation is being run, essentially what Mr. X did is basically you effectively got rid of him. And he freed the city, and it's just like that. It's just basically that as well. So, Yuzo Koshiro, who is actually going to make music for Project Cross Zone 2, is the reason why Streets of Rage is considered a classic, because the guy basically inspired a lot of fucking trance music to come out in the 90s. It's just, he was influenced by it, but his soundtrack is miles ahead of the competition. Still, technically, is miles ahead of every other game that came out. So yeah. I prefer the second one. The second Streets of Rage is my bread and butter. It is one of my favorite beat-em-ups of all time, and it might be the next short game I do entirely. So, well, as the sun sets on the Streets of Rage, Axel Stone, Blaze, and Adam. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember the other surnames. Axel, Blaze, and Adam reflect on how they freed the city and where their lives will go on from here on out. Maybe they'll get better jobs, maybe they'll just find something to do, maybe they'll probably find something to beat up, but yeah. For the moment, the story is over, but this game was successful. It spawned a sequel, and we might be playing that next on the LP, so see you next part.